We've been operating for nearly 40 years now, but under the Vodafone brand for the last 6 years. We offer the full suite of telco services, voice, internet, mobile, and now we're moving into hosted services, looking at cybersecurity service offerings and seeing how we can play in the AI as a service space. The Vodafone team was impacted both internally and externally, particularly on the customer side. So from a customer perspective, having billing errors was a key. There was a key concern around trust, customer trust. If we were late with our billing, or there were billing errors, and checking billing errors was a long process. And internally, the team had to do a lot of manual. There was a lot of manual processing, assurance processes. Provisioning was very much a manual process, and there was long delays between customer request and actual execution. And at the same time, our ability to go to market with new products was restricted by the BSS rather than anything creative. So it wasn't good for our business, and our ability to compete in this sector was severely limited. So we were looking at a single vendor. We're looking at much less complexity in the way the BSS was integrated, and we were looking for a system we could trust. But also we're looking for a system that met our current requirements and set us up for the future, because this industry is changing at such a rapid pace. Your BSS has got to have the flexibility to support those changes that are coming down the pipeline and those that you don't know are coming down the pipeline. And we initiated discussions with a number of vendors, but what stood out with Hansen at our initial contact was the enthusiasm, the ability to listen and understand our requirements, where many of the other vendors didn't have that same level of enthusiasm. And in a small telco, having a trusted relationship with your vendors is very important. They were able to explain how their system met our unique set of requirements. And when it came down to the final choice, it wasn't just on price, but it was on the fact that this was going to be a long-term vendor relationship, and we needed to have it with somebody that was committed to this market particular, and met our requirements. The Vodafone team requirement was billing, CRM, as well as automatic provisioning, and the Navi billing system that we chose from Hansen addressed all those aspects of our set of requirements, using industry standard back-end software that our team was familiar with. So it wasn't a huge learning curve for our team, and I think ultimately it's been a success. Well, in the Cook Islands, we had decided to implement the Navi billing system in 2020, and 2020 was when COVID kicked off. But it was such an important decision for us, and we decided to go ahead anyway. And the real restriction we had during COVID, there was complete lockdown, the borders were closed, so we were implementing a forklift upgrade of our BSS without any vendor on-site services at all. So we understood the risk around this. It had never been done before. Even Hansen were concerned, but we were confident that our teams had the capability to work collaboratively together, and that transpired. And I think a real benefit of this whole project was the European delivery team would deploy in our evening, and during the day we would then test and create a task list or defects list. And in the evening, the European team would fix and deploy. So there was this 24 constant cycle of project work occurring. So it was very effective. I was nervous because it had never been done before. But at the end of the day, what was the proof in the pudding was that this project actually came in on time and on budget. And for an IT project, that was a first. This was a really good experience, that our ability to the collaborative effort between Hansen and our team was exceptional. The Vodafone team has reported a number of noticeable improvements, and thankfully the requirements that we had at the beginning have been achieved. Billing accuracy has significantly achieved, and ease of generating the bills, and more importantly the mediation of all the data that we collect. Provisioning is mostly automated now, so a customer can come in, request a service, and we can provision it immediately. And very much the workflow management means that our ability to manage our field force in terms of physical installations and fault resolution has improved significantly as well. So we have full visibility of the performance of the company on one platform. But most importantly, now we can convert ideas into a customer solution very quickly, and that means our business has been able to grow. I can say the team at Vodafone has enjoyed and continues to enjoy the relationship with Hansen. It's a multinational company, and the project was delivered out of Europe, but our account management is out of Australia, so we have an international but also a regional presence here and supporting the platform. It's easy to pick up the phone and talk to the Hansen team. They're very responsive in terms of fault or issue resolution, and I'm confident that this is going to be a long-term partnership.